And of course, you got to give Sam Darnold his props for having a great day, because although I think Baker's better and I think Baker will win the job and should win the job, you still want a quality backup quarterback. Welcome to the Reed Report. I appreciate you guys for taking this time to hear me out for another report on Carolina Panthers training camp. Of course, yesterday I gave you guys an update on the progress that Baker Mayfield was making over Sam Darnold. Today we have another update from ESPN's Panther beat writer David Newton. Again, no relation to Cam Newton, but he has another report he's giving us out of training camp for the Carolina Panthers. Just an update on what's been taking place on day 2, I believe. Day 2. And we'll just start with the article. It's not a very long article at all. He says, Panthers wideout Robbie Anderson tweeted, "No!" Back in April, when news came out, the Panthers were interested in acquiring quarterback Baker Mayfield from the Cleveland Browns. And I remember when that article came out, when Robbie tweeted that. And I want to say I had a feeling, but it did make me think, what if Baker becomes our quarterback now? How would this play out? What would happen? Would Robbie be having a different tune? Would he be changing, switching up on what he said? And Robbie explained that, Sam's his guy. And, he and Sam Darnold goes back to the New York days when they were with the Jets, Robbie Anderson. So you can believe that Sam Darnold's his guy, and he said in his own words he was just sticking up for his quarterback. So he felt the need to do that. Probably didn't think they would get Baker Mayfield anyway. But as you can see, we're here now in August, and preseason is next week. And now everything's different because in actuality, Baker Mayfield is on the team. But anyway, the article continues. On Tuesday, teammates and fans were saying, "Oh," like that, like, "Oh, ooh," I don't know how they were saying it, over a play Anderson made with the former number 1 overall pick. Baker Mayfield working with the ones, again, from a distance that looked like it says "is." Like if you watched the video yesterday, it looked like it said "is." But working with the Warrens, as in the starters, threw a strike about 50 yards that the veteran wide receiver hauled in close to the goal line. Explosive plays is what you get with Mayfield, and what the Panthers haven't had in a few years. 100% true. It has felt like an eternity. 2015 felt so long ago. The last time we made the playoffs was 2017. Again, got out to that great start in 2018, 6-2, but it has felt like so long since the Panthers have gotten big explosive plays that made them so fun to watch, which is, what they brought in 2015. So it's always good to hear a noise like this coming out of training camp pertaining to them, because winning and big plays is something that we need to keep my attention. Anyway, the article goes on to say, you also get the occasional mistakes. Yep, bound to happen. Linebacker Frankie Love, is that how you pronounce his name? Lavu? I have to look that up. Jumped Mayfield's pass for an interception late in the 2-minute drill. Overall, the day had to go to Mayfield over Sam Darnold, who was working with the twos. Although not by much, in the red zone, Mayfield was 3 for 8 for a touchdown. Darnold was 6 for 8 with 2 touchdowns and an interception due to an amazing defensive play. And of course, you got to give Sam Darnold his props for having a great day, because although I think Baker's better and I think Baker will win the job and should win the job, you still want a quality backup quarterback in case the starter goes down, whether it be to an injury or illness or emergency leave or anything like that. You always want a quality backup. So it's not like I'm hoping Sam Darnold just failed miserably, because if he's failing miserably, then it's really bad, because not only are you paying him $19 million, but he's not even backup quality. So it is good to hear that Sam Darnold had a great practice today. And I'm not saying that his previous training camp practices were terrible, but as long as Baker continues to create that separation, which I think he will start to do, I think everything will be cool. But Darnold, don't play horrible, because we still need a quality backup. The battle to be the starting QB is still too close to call. But Coach Matt Rule likes how Mayfield has picked up the offense. I quote, "We test guys every day," he said. His tests come back in the hundreds. He's a pro's pro. Again, that was an article by David Newton. You see that terrible Falcons logo in the article down there, but because we ain't going to read that. Let's read that real quick. When the Falcons drafted the tight end, Kyle Pitts, I just said we weren't going to read it, with the number 4 pick in the 2021. In 2021, the franchise knew he had the potential to be a game changer and a generational player. I don't know about all that. And while it's just training camp, the difference in Pitts' play from a year ago to now is noticeable. Okay, cool. Anyway, back to the Panthers, the team that really matters here on this broadcast right here. It's great to hear this. Good to hear that Baker's creating that separation. And I know a lot of people are under the impression that Baker's not going to start until later in the season, midway through the season, but that'll just be a huge mistake if Matt Rule takes it in that direction. Because now you're playing with 2 quarterbacks. And if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. And I really just think that if Baker's the clear-cut guy from the eye test after week 1, probably still won't announce it, because you don't want it to be a situation where Sam Darnold just gives up on life. But, and I don't mean that literally, but Baker has to be the guy. He has to be the guy. But of course, he still have to go out there and earn the job. But I really don't think that it's going to be a situation to where they just transition to Baker Mayfield midway through the season, because that means they're not having a good season, especially if it's 7 or 8 games, and they're not going to make the playoffs. And that's going to turn a lot of people off of the Panthers. But again, the defense is there. Hopefully the defense can continue to have that magic they had last year, the number 2 overall defense. The only reason they gave up the points that you may see by just looking at the score and not the actual game is because the offense left them stranded for so long. But yeah, that's been the report here today. Appreciate you guys for taking this time to hear me out. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will update you soon. When people see this, they're going to say, well, he really wasn't a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant. Well, that's because you never won anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. Look, I'm only doing this because it is who I am. That's the way I played the game. That was my mentality. And if you don't want to play that way,